Welcome back to the Weights and Glory podcast. I'm Walter.
I'm Ethan. Let's get into it.
So, Ethan, best supplements. I know some of these you use, I think.
Yeah.
I use all of these, and this is a list I curated to be best for the general population. So, there's other supplements if you have other
Ailments.
Yeah, pre-existing conditions that can help with that. But these help with pretty much anyone.
Even if you're not in the fitness industry or you're not working out consistently.
Yeah, and they would definitely help if you do go. Obviously, that's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
But even if not, they can help with your overall health and well-being. So the first one being vitamin D3.
Okay.
So that one is, sunlight. You get vitamin D from the sun.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, even if you do get a lot of sun exposure, your levels are pretty low. So I had some blood work done recently, and my levels were pretty low. And I had actually started taking a supplement, so I had to up the dosage. I don't want to get too scientific into anything, but I bumped it up to 10,000 IUs. Mm-hmm. So it's just like a smaller measurement of milligrams, and your normal medicine stuff. So that's what people would take, in Seattle where it's real rainy.
Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of sunlight.
You don't get a whole lot of sun. Same with England. So it helps improve energy and mood, and just that kind of realm with it. You don't take that one, do you?
No, I don't take that. I mean, I'm outside a lot, and I haven't got mine tested, and it might be low, but with my job, I'm outside a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm always going from job site to job site, and especially during the summer, it was real bad. We had a lot of new projects, so I was outside all the time.
Yeah.
So that definitely helps, but I think that really could benefit anybody, but there's people, for whatever reason, don't like going outside. Mm-hmm. There are people like that, but I love going outside. But there's a lot of people that don't, so that could definitely help them. Mm-hmm. And not getting that direct sunlight, but there's definitely no replacement for that direct sunlight.
Oh, for sure. But say if you have an office job, like me, I'm working in the hangar most of the time, and when I get to work, the sun's not out.
Yeah.
And then now the time change,
go
I'm going
home dark,
and it's dark.
Yep.
So I'm not getting that much sun. So I definitely need it. But some people, even when they're getting a lot of sun, they still need that little bit of extra. But
yeah, because recently I've been in one job site, and it's a courthouse, so I'm not getting a lot of sunlight recently, which sucks. And just like you said, same with me. Go to work when it's dark and get home when it's dark. So yeah, it kind of sucks. I hate time change.
The next one's going to be creatine. I know you take this one, and this one's going to be more of a bro supplement.
Yeah,
but it does have other benefits outside of that. Mm-hmm. So there was, I don't know how recent of a study it was. So the recommended dosage is 5 grams. I'm guessing that's what you take.
Yeah,
a day.
Yeah, I take 5 a day.
And so there was a study about the benefits of taking 10 grams a day, improving your brain fog and mental clarity and things of that nature. And my dad, he's actually taken. He didn't know he was taking 10 grams. He thought he was taking the 5 that it was recommended, but he was taking 10. But we talked about it, and he said that he could see that improvement, like that mental clarity, a little more focus, brain fog. So that's what I've been doing, is starting to take 10 milligrams. But what it actually does is it improves your ATP, so your energy output, and you increase, because you kind of gain a little weight on it. It increases the water weight in your muscles.
Yeah, it pulls that water into your muscles.
It helps you get that extra rep in, that extra set, just push a little bit farther. So that's why it's more looked at as a bro supplement.
Yeah.
But it does have benefits outside of that I think other people could use.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. It's one of the most tested and scientifically proven supplements that it actually works really well. It does what it says, and it can help with recovery. It helps with so many different aspects, and it's not like, I wouldn't say it's a day and night change, but I would definitely say over time you can see the results. It's just you get to the point and you're like, dang, I used to kind of feel a little bit worse. I'm feeling a little bit better now. And then you start to think, like, I wonder what that is. Well, no, it's the creatine you've been taking. Mm-hmm. But I definitely have seen results from it since I've started taking it like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. But no, best top of my list for best supplements.
Yeah, and you ask a lot of these fitness influencers if they could only have one supplement or just a few. That's always on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of videos of that.
And like you said, it is the most researched supplement because there were things talking about hair loss and a whole bunch of other crap, but none of that's...
I was about to say, me and you are pretty much examples of that not being true. Exactly. We both have full heads of hair.
So the next one's going to be magnesium. Do you take that one?
No, you've tried to get me to take it, and I just haven't, which I had a good reason for not taking it because you said it really helped with you getting deep sleep and that sort of stuff. But I feel like I sleep really well already, and I might still try it just to see, but I've taken supplements before they're supposed to help with that kind of stuff, and honestly, it made me sleep worse. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like I was scared to try that, but I just don't take it because I sleep really well. I sleep like a rock every night. I don't have a problem falling asleep or getting into a deep sleep, so that's why I don't take it.
So there's a few different kinds. There's glycinate, threonate, and citrate, and they generally do the same thing, but if you want a little bit more out of one or the other. So glycinate, I take that at night, and that's what's supposed to help with sleep. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily like if you fall asleep easy and you stay asleep easy, that doesn't necessarily translate to having a good night's sleep. I'm not saying that you don't, but they don't necessarily correlate. Yeah. And then with threonate, I take that in the morning. That helps with more focus and that mental clarity. And you don't have to take the ones for sleep at night because it stays in your system. It's not like you just take it and it makes you sleep like a melatonin. Yeah. It continues to work throughout your body. Yeah. But there's a couple of different kinds, so you could definitely look into what would help you most and just do a little more research and go from there. Yep.
But do you feel like you've seen results from that?
Oh, for sure.
You can really tell a difference when, like, if there's a time where you just don't take it and then you get back on. Is there a noticeable difference for you in that?
For the threonate, for the focus, yes. Especially like at work and having to do all these intricate tasks and troubleshooting and all that. That does. For the sleep one, the one more focused on sleep, not as much. I get terrible sleep anyways. And so I could take it or not. I'm going to have iffy sleep regardless. But
that marine sleep.
Yeah, we don't get sleep. But it helps with a bunch of other stuff too. I have right here blood pressure and inflammation, a whole array of things. That's also one when you ask influencers, top 2 supplements, creatine and magnesium. Those are like the main 2. Yeah. And you can get a blend of like the ones I mentioned and all in that one capsule. So they kind of cover all your bases. Yeah. The next going to be omega-3. Do you take that one? No. Okay. I mean, that's fine. You don't have to take. Like I said, I had some blood work done to try and see what I need to take and what I don't need to take because I don't want to just throw money away that I don't need with supplements that my body gets enough of. You get that through fish though, like fatty.
It's like fish oil, omega-3 fatty acids. Yeah. I've heard that, but
so a lot of people because they recommend I don't know who they is. They recommend to get like a serving of fish in a week, maybe 2, for those things that you get through fish specifically. Yeah, which most people don't. So you want to supplement with an omega-3 that helps with heart function, joints. That's why I take like with my knees and my elbows.
But is that the same thing as just fish oil? Or are those 2 different things?
Omega-3?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. That's kind of the
I've always known
scientific.
People taking like fish oil.
Fish oil. It's just omega-3s, yeah.
And my girlfriend Cadence, she's off camera right now, but she was having like joint pains and stuff, so I told her, hey, get on fish oil, try it out, and she was like, man, okay, it's working. Then the other day she was like, man, I can tell I stopped taking it. I need to get back on it. But no, I think that definitely can benefit people if you got joint pain and stuff like that.
So we got a multivitamin that's going to be just do you take that?
I took it for a while, and then I just kind of slacked off and then forgot to buy more. But no, I've taken it a good while in the past.
Yeah, I've taken that one for years now. And there are men and women specific ones just because our bodies need different things.
Yeah.
And we should have, I guess, started with this, that all these supplements can help, but that's why they are called supplements.
Yeah.
Because if you're not getting proper sleep and recovery and you're not eating right, all these things aren't going to do anything. A supplement is supplementing what you're already doing.
Exactly.
So with a multivitamin, it has not a huge amount of each thing that's in it. So zinc, iron. It's in small amounts, but it's to just add that little bit that you might need extra.
Yeah, you might be missing.
Now, if you need more of those things, you want to get that
individual
supplement. But multivitamin definitely can help fill in those gaps that you might be missing.
No, I agree with that. Taking that, honestly, you're probably not going to see a difference. You might be able to tell a little difference, but it's almost like a little mental thing too, because just taking that multivitamin, you're like, okay, I'm doing something to benefit my body. I mean, and it's small, but when I was taking it, I was like, all right, I'm like making an effort to do this to make myself better, and that in and of itself just kind of makes you feel better already. Yeah. So yeah, I think taking a multivitamin, you're not going to see day and night results, but you can know that it might just give you that little bit of what you're missing. Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna help with the underlying things that you might not notice on a day to day, but in the long run, you're going to be glad that you took it. Exactly. Because those small things could turn into something else later down the line. You never know. The last one I have here is protein. So that's just something.
The goat.
The goat. That's just something a lot of people don't get in their diet.
Yeah.
A lot. And especially for us who go to the gym and work out, protein is crucial. I can't remember the exact number, but it's carbs are the main thing that Americans eat most of.
I don't doubt it.
And so you don't get enough protein, so you can't hold on to the muscle. You're losing strength. You just the whole nine. Yeah. It's a big part of your body's function.
Yeah.
And the way you can,
I do take protein.
Yeah, no, I figured. The way you can counteract that would be you got protein shakes, protein powder, protein bars.
You got so much.
There's a lot of different options that you can. So many flavors. I got that Fruity Pebble.
The protein shake or the bar?
I had those. No, it's the powder.
Yeah.
What brand is that? Rise, maybe?
Yeah, Rise.
Rise, yeah, that was good. But
no, yeah, protein's very essential. And if you're like us, you get a lot just through eating. So that's definitely good. But I will admit it's harder to get your protein in when you're on a hard cut, because if you don't eat it in your meals, it's almost like you don't have room for it in your calories to eat a protein bar or drink a protein shake. Because it could be 30 grams of protein, but how many calories is it?
Yeah, and
so it's important to just know how to space out your calories.
Yeah. And when I was cutting, I was trying to make sure to prioritize my protein. So if I had a steak and potatoes on my plate, I'd make sure to eat the whole steak first.
Exactly.
Because if I didn't finish the potatoes, that's fine. I made sure to get the protein in because I'm trying to hold on to as much muscle as I can, because I'm trying to cut back on those calories.
Yeah, and the carbs will fill you up a lot faster too.
Exactly. That's why I was trying to put those last anyways.
And there's so many different kinds of carbs. like you go to a restaurant and most of the menu is going to be carbs.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have a little bit of protein in each. And with me being a picky eater, it kind of benefits me because that's all I like to eat is meat, and I'm a meat and potatoes man. So that makes it a little bit easier. But especially on a cut, it can get hard to get the right amount of protein. But so how much protein should we be getting, Walter?
So the number changes depending on who you ask. I've always gone by the number of 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Mm-hmm. But I think you mentioned it once before, a gram per pound of lean muscle weight.
Yeah.
So if I'm 230 right now, my actual muscle mass weight, let's just say like it's 180. Mm-hmm. I don't really know if that's what it is. So I would need to go for 180 grams of protein.
Yeah.
There's different ways to look at that. They usually say 1 gram protein per kilogram. Mm-hmm. We don't go by that.
No.
We use freedom units.
This is America.
So, but that, a general rule of thumb, 1 gram per pound.
Yeah, and I would say for 1 gram per pound of lean mass, I would say let that be the minimum. Mm-hmm. And then if you go over and start getting to a gram per pound, that's great.
Yeah, that's
like you're not going to hurt yourself by eating more protein. But what also comes when I said it was harder to get your protein in whenever you're cutting, but also protein is the hardest for your body to digest. So you burn more calories digesting protein. So it really helps you out by doing that because you're burning calories just by digesting the protein. But no, protein is top tier, man.
Yes, sir. Well, I think that leads us into our next point.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about how, I wouldn't say how we can supplement our faith. I would say things that we can add to our faith to enhance it. So I got a couple of things that we can look at, just like supplements, how like Walter said, it adds to the foundation you've already built. These are things that add to the foundation of your salvation, that you've already accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And if you haven't, I suggest you do so, because it's the best thing you ever do in your life. But so supplements don't replace the basics. They enhance what's already healthy. So I mean, you've already, if you're lifting and you're taking creatine in this, it's not just going to put on all this muscle. You're doing the work, and it will help you get that muscle. It'll help you get the energy to do so. But some examples of the spiritual side and the faith side of that is worship enhances gratitude. And then prayer enhances intimacy with God. Scripture enhances wisdom. And fellowship enhances accountability. So we can see different things in our faith that really add to our walk with God. And there's so many things we can do. But so small additions make a big difference over time. And those 4 things I listed are still more of the foundational aspects of our faith. So you can look at adding, I think we said off camera, we said a devotional. Add a devotional every morning. That will add to your walk. Trying to make sure you're going out of your way to speak with people about God, that'll add to your faith big time. There's a bunch of little things that we can add that we don't really do on a daily basis that will really add to our faith and add to our walk with Christ. But the thing is, we have to have that foundation of Christ in us.
Mm-hmm. And it's you have to find that balance, like when we're talking here, kind of be delicate about it, because like you said, going out and sharing the word, helping with our relationship, but that's something that we've been called to do. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily a supplement. Mm-hmm. Now the devotion, I would see that as a supplement. Mm-hmm. It's like read the Bible, that's a pillar. Mm-hmm. But you read a devotion, that's supplementing it. If you have the devotion without reading the word, then it's kind of like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with that. And there's so many Christians that just don't share the gospel. So the big thing is, just like you said, I mean, it's the Great Commission. We've all been called to do so. But if you're not doing that, that's what I'm saying, is do that and start doing what God has called you to do, to truly start walking the right path that He set before you. Because honestly, if you're not sharing the gospel and you've been saved, you're not being obedient. I mean, that's part of being a Christian, is making sure that we are following what He has set before us. and that's a big part of it. But, I mean, one scoop of protein isn't going to change you by tomorrow. It's not. But if you take it every day consistently, you're going to see those results over time. And it's the same as reading one chapter of your Bible a day or praying for 5 minutes. Something small like that. No, it might not change you right immediately. I feel like it can spiritually, because God can do whatever to speak to you in that moment. But if you're doing that every day, you're just building and building and building on that foundation that God has put in you, and doing these things. And it don't even take a lot of time out of your day. It's just actually making an effort to do so. That can add to your faith so much.
It's like you said with protein, if you're taking a scoop every day to make sure you get that protein, it might not seem like a lot in the moment, but that's a supplement. You're supplementing yourself. You're doing all the other stuff you need to. That protein is 0.1% supplementation. You do that every day, 0.1, that's going to add up. So at the time, not much, but when you can stay consistent with it, it will add up, and you will see that change over time.
Yeah, it adds up over time. Yeah, and I want to read Luke 16:10. Luke 16:10 says, "He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much, and he who is unjust in what is least is unjust also in much." So what that's telling us is, if you're being faithful in a little amount, or if you're being faithful in the hardest times of your life, why are you not faithful in the easy times? I mean, why is it that whenever it gets hard, that's when we turn to him, but whenever it's easy, we think we got it all figured out? But I think it also can mean that if you're faithful in the least, it says faithful in least, you're faithful in much. So we can look at that as adding up over time. When you're faithful in doses, and I don't want to say in doses because that's fleeting, but you're faithful in the little things, is what I'm trying to say. Those little things add up over time. They still steady build on what that foundation is. So it's just like taking your protein every day. Adds up over time. If you're faithful in that devotion every day, that adds up. And not saying that these works are going to make you get to heaven, but those are things that will add up and build on your faith and build that relationship between you and God. But it also says that unjust in least, you will be unjust in much. So the more and more that you start not being faithful in those little times, that will add up to being unfaithful in big things over time. So I think that just like, and I've been guilty of this, is I'll forget to take my creatine one day, and then I'm like, oh, well, I'll forget it the next day. And it's like, well, dang, I done missed it twice. I might as well just stop. I've done that, and I'll stop taking it for 2 months. And I'm like, dude, what am I doing? But yeah, all it takes is that one time of just deciding, I'm not going to do it today. And it just opens the door.
That's how it is with me in a lot of things. I'm trying not to do this. Mm-hmm. I do it. And then now that opens the doorway of, well, I already did it once. I'm going to just keep going. Yep. Or the vice versa, trying not to do something.
Yeah.
And so is that basically what you're meaning by that verse?
Yeah.
How it correlates to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. But it goes both ways, though. It's like if you actually start taking the time, you do it that first time, you take the time out to pray for 5 minutes and meditate on Scripture. It's easier to do it that second day because you're like, I just did it yesterday. I can do it again. But it's also saying it goes both ways. So the main thing, and we say it over and over again, is consistency. Is don't let those thoughts get in there that push you further away from doing what you know is right. Because the closer you get to God, the more Satan is going to want to pull you away from him. So don't let those little thoughts creep in of, no, just don't do it today. You'll be fine. You can do it tomorrow. No, you won't do it tomorrow if you don't do it today. That's how you got to think.
Mm-hmm.
So
why put off till tomorrow what you can do today?
Yeah. Man, always coming in with the quotes, man.
I don't know who said that. I heard that back in
Sounds like somebody grade. Smart. Must have been me.
Nah.
But I say all that to say that there's nothing that supplements the foundation you have in Christ. But there are things that we could be doing on a daily basis that will enhance your walk, that will strengthen that relationship. But the thing is, just like any other supplement is, with supplements, you got to take the time to research what you're doing. Well, honestly, before that, find out what you need, research it, buy it, then start taking it consistently. It's the same thing with faith. It's not going to be easy to add something new into your daily regimen, but if you look at the outcome that could be in a year in the future, you might as well go ahead and start now.
Mm.
But there's a lot of things, doing a devotional, praying every day, all these different things, listen to worship music one day instead of listening to what you usually listen to.
Mm.
It's something so simple that we overlook, but can add to us so much over time. But we just got to take the time and make the effort to do so.
I think it's also important to note, when you're looking to supplement your faith in whatever way it is, with the devotion or switching out the music, like you said, to not do it all at once. We've talked about this plenty of times, building a habit, staying consistent with something, not trying to change everything, and just because you're not going to stay consistent with it. Same with if you were to buy all these supplements.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to do a complete 180. I'm going to stop taking supplements, or I'm going to start taking supplements. I'm going to go to the gym, do all these things. You're not going to stay consistent with any of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's important, a little off topic from that, but to start small. Get your foundations, pray, go to church, read the Bible, supplement with the devotion, with the music, with growing your relationship with the Lord in all the ways that you've already mentioned, that you can now start being consistent with. Yeah,
and this is not referring, we're talking about if you've already been saved, you are truly following God, then don't overwhelm yourself with trying to be the perfect Christian. But do stuff over time that you know you can be consistent in. But when you are saved, that's a 180, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you're a new creation in Christ. But after you make that 180, don't just try to do everything you can to be the perfect Christian, because you're going to overwhelm yourself. And the thing is, you're never going to be a perfect Christian, because nobody is. But we have to make sure that we're doing things, one, that honor God, but two, that we can stay consistent in. But not that we can stay consistent in, but that we can rely on God to help us stay consistent in that.
Because if you're trying to do all you can to become the perfect Christian, you're going to be really disappointed. And then it's going to be very discouraging, because you're trying to be perfect, and that's the standard. We should try to be as Christ-like as possible. But when you put yourself to that unrealistic expectation and you don't meet it, then you're going to fall off it. Then you're not going to stay consistent with it. Like, I can't do that. Well, I might as well not even do it at all.
Yeah, it's just like that verse is saying, dude. And you just get in your head so much, and you're like, dang, why the crap did I do this? And it's like, man, I'll just, whatever. I might as well just not even do it if I can't do it right. Because that's how I get in my head. I'm like, if I'm not going to do it right, why am I even doing it?
Yep.
But the thing is, God calls us to come as we are, not to come and be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And to grow in Him over time.
He doesn't expect perfection, but He deserves the effort.
Yeah, 100%.
I made that one up.
Let's go. Well, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
Stay ready. Lift heavy.
Yeah.